Good morning, everyone. Maybe I needed to be a little more prepared this morning. I wasn't all plugged in. So I want to ask you a question today. Do you know how to feast on chunks of life? Have you ever heard that expression? Chunks of life? We have plans every day we get up to run our business. If we are good morning. If we're solopreneurs and we really have a daily method of operation where we want to get things done, and then life gets messy, doesn't it? So I want to talk to you today, and I'm Marla Copal, and I help people with their online marketing and attracting those people that know, like, and trust them. But I like to look at my life in chunks, because some days I just set out to get a lot done and it doesn't happen. So it felt messy, but it wasn't messy because the chunk of life that I needed to savor, taste, sample came my way. So what does that mean? Well, we know life is unpredictable, right? But we can have a plan. We should have a plan. There are consistent things that I do in my life as a solopreneur. I get up every day, I do my meditation, I enjoy my breakfast with my husband, we laugh at cartoons, and then we go our separate ways until lunchtime to get done what we'd like to get done. We're not blessed with grandchildren yet, but I have many people that are like us, that are working as solopreneurs or offering services such as the tax services my husband offers. And we are geared up to be flexible for those messy times that come along. And I work with a lot of younger entrepreneurs who are trying to work from home and build a daily method of operation around their children. Those children get to go to school and, oh my gosh, they forgot the lunchbox, or oh my gosh, they forgot their homework. And you have to drop what you're doing and you have to go. So what solopreneurs are doing is they are learning constantly every day. How do they feast on the chunks of life, whether it's business or family or joy or travel, whatever that chunk is. And then how do they still deal with the messy part? The oops, that got interrupted. Oops, that got interrupted. Oops, that got interrupted. Well, that doesn't matter. Because if you have a system in place to attract people to you, you don't have to respond right away to your Facebook posts. You have to set aside chunks of time. So you can actually feast on chunks of life just like you feast on your chunks of work. So what if you just set yourself up for a schedule of 15 minutes, I'm going to do this. 15 minutes, I'm going to do that. I even have a timer so that I can do chunks of work so that if those life disruptions come by, I don't feel like I'm in a messy place. I feel like, oh, I can take this chunk. I can handle it. I can take this chunk. I can handle it. So how are you managing the unpredictable? How are you managing the unfamiliar? So that's where somebody like me can come in and help you, help yourself not look at those chunks of life and those messy times as failures. They're not failures. They're a curve in the road. That's all they were. They were just a curve. Like, ooh, or let's say you were learning to skateboard. Now, how do you balance on that thing? Does it take you a while? So when you're fed chunks of life, whether they were chosen by you or not, then a management system is really good for you. So thank you, everybody, for watching this morning. If you have any comments, be sure to tune into StreamYard and give me permission to see what you're saying so I can add to maybe more of what you're thinking. So when you know how to feast on your chunks of life, you're actually letting go of those control issues that you have. And oh my gosh, do we have those? I mean, sometimes I get to the end of the day and I feasted on so many chunks of life, I have a hard time deciding what did I accomplish? But it doesn't mean I didn't get anywhere. It doesn't mean I didn't get some momentum on growing my client base, to growing information and knowledge and awareness in my study groups. It just means that I got to find a new path today. So the best thing that helps us feast on chunks of life is we have a plan. We have a plan for a daily method of operation. We have the ability to get out messages to people in campaigns and help them choose us with either our services or our products. And it's a process that allows solopreneurs to flow and feast at the same time. So you can be messy, you can feast on the chunks of life or the chunks of business, however they come at you, because your plan is structuring your day. So how are you handling the unpredictable? Are you getting frustrated? Are you adding stress to your life? Well, then sit down and meditate on how you can celebrate at the end of every day the feast of chunks that you got. So yesterday I was wondering, did I really accomplish something? Because I was in this seminar, I was in that seminar, I was on calls with clients, and then I caught up on my posts, and then I planned some of my posts for Instagram and stories. And I realized that my life is a series of chunks, and not always do I get the mashed potatoes first. I might get the gravy first and add the mashed potatoes later. But whatever it is, I feast on my chunks of life. Are you feasting on yours? If you're stressing out and you're missing the feast, then it is time for us to connect. And I will just give you 15 minutes of my time to make you laugh at the chunks of life you're being given, and see if there's some new choices for you to celebrate those chunks and to enjoy the feast, even though your life is messy. Enjoy the grace of the day, and I will see you later.